Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm trying to hop on. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the House of War. This is episode 35. I just tried to stream on twice and I've been having technical difficulties. I've been having technical difficulties all week. I've been trying to stream for the last 3 days and I've been having issues. On top of that, I'm under the weather. But the show must go on. I'm sick though. I'm sick as a dog. And I'm live though. My goodness. Oh, what a tough 3 days. What a tough 3 days. But it's all good, man. So, hey, first things first, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to get right into it. I ain't here to play games. We've wasted too much time. Guys, we've wasted too much time. I've been dealing with uh I've been dealing with sickness. I've been dealing with being under the weather. Uh I've been trying to get my okay, so what happened was my PC crashed, right? It isn't crashed, but I got some troubleshooting to do, and it's a lot, but it's all good. I'm officially on this MacBook now. My issue was I was trying to get on this MacBook and stream from this MacBook, and I guess I finally figured it out. I guess it's finally working, but it's all good, man. Because the show must go on, the show must continue. Episode 35. And what I'm talking about today is I'm talking about the black vote. And I'm talking about the timeline of the black vote. And yes, yes, yes. Like I always say, I'm not a person that does the color thing. I'm not a person that believes in color. I'm not. I'm just not that. I'm not a color guy. But when I say black, I'm talking about the culture of a certain group. I'm talking about this quote unquote ethnic group, right? And when I say black, what I'm talking about is the descendants of slaves. Most likely they're in the working class, but I'm talking about the descendants of slaves. And the descendants of slaves have picked up a certain culture. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm always talking about. This is the culture that I grew up within. This is the culture I come from. And this is the culture that I'm amongst, right? There's different cultures in America. There's all different types of groups in America. For instance, right? You have the Amish. That's a different culture. You have people from the rural areas. That's a different culture, different walks of life, facing different challenges. And when I say black, I'm talking about this specific group of people that face similar challenges, face similar missions, face similar goals, have similar ideals. America in general has similar ideals, but with this group specifically, it has specific ideas. Honestly, it's different, right? The Black American is a different group of people because they went through different circumstances. They went through similar circumstances amongst each other. And what I'm talking about is how the black vote was actually bought. Yes, bought and paid for. And before we get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, art of mine. Peace and blessings to you. I was at church today. We're getting ready for uh my wife's baptism, my children's baptism. I was baptized at the age of 12. So I've already got my baptism, right? I feel like I've been saved this whole time. Even though I rejected Christ my entire life, I think I've always been saved because, you know, I was always protected. I always had, you know what I'm saying? I always had God shielding me. Maybe it was my baptism. I'm not sure, but we're gonna get right into it. We're talking about the history of the black vote. And why I'm talking about this is because some beanhead was in my comments the other day, and we were talking about the history of the black vote. And this whole myth of it was a party switch. Stop the cap. There was never a party switch. Okay. The parties can't switch ideas. It just doesn't work like that at all. And I'm going to break it down to you tonight how the black Americans used to vote and how we vote now. and why the trends have changed. Because early on, we had certain ideals, and now we have different ideals, right? And this is no gimmick. We're talking about from Thomas Jefferson to Donald Trump, how the Black American voted. This isn't, and it's not rocket science either. And one thing, of course, we know, everybody has this idea that the Black American has never voted before 1960. We had to fight for our right to vote. We had to fight for our right to vote. And we got our right to vote in the 60s, which is cap. The Black American has been voting since Thomas Jefferson was in office. But the you know what I'm saying, propaganda will tell you that that's not true, that the Black American has just recently got his right to vote. The Black American never had the right to vote until the 60s. But I'm here to tell you otherwise and convince you. I don't have to try to do too much convincing. I'm about to just tell you the history. We're starting from the 1800s, right? The Black Americans weren't voting Democrat. No. Jefferson's party was the Democrat Republicans. It was built on plantation power, right? Free labor. You know what I'm saying? Free labor. That's what it's all about. My business get free labor and yours doesn't. I'm most likely gonna probably succeed more than yours. Right? This is the year 1800. And Thomas Jefferson served 2 terms. All right. But we're going to go from Thomas Jefferson to Donald Trump. I ain't going to go every single president, but we're going to point out the big ones, the huge ones, the ones that made the most impact. All right. But Thomas Jefferson, Black Americans weren't voting Democrat. All right. Jefferson's party was the Democrat Republicans, but that was built on, you know what I'm saying, plantation power. But Black Americans aligned more with the Federalists, who believed in law, order, and national development. Yes, the Black Americans wasn't so friendly to Thomas Jefferson. They didn't want to vote for Thomas Jefferson, even though he was I believe that TJ was the first one that didn't. He was the first president that didn't have slaves. He was the first one that didn't have slaves, but he built his state, Virginia, which is a great state, by the way. Great state nowadays. He built it on plantation power. This is true. But let's move on to James Madison. The Black Americans, before we move on to James Madison, the Black Americans did not vote for Thomas Jefferson. They was not fans of Thomas Jefferson. Period. Point blank. Yes, I'm gonna say it every single time. Thomas Jefferson was not Black Americans were not a fan of Thomas Jefferson. 1, 2, yes, Black Americans were voting in 1800. Yes, they were. Yes, Black Americans have been holding office since the 1700s. Look it up. I did a whole episode on this. This is a hidden history amongst Black Americans, but Black Americans have been holding political office since the late 1700s. This is true. And I'm telling you today that in 1800, the Black Americans were voting, and the Black Americans was voting they voted against Thomas Jefferson, but Thomas Jefferson still won. Let's move on to James Madison. Same story. The Southern Democrat. It was Southern Democratic power. James Madison, 1808, right? It was the Southern Democrat versus the Federalists. The Black Americans leaned towards structure and morality, not populist chaos. So the Black American voted for the Federalists. They never voted for the Democrat. Jefferson was a Democrat Republican, but Thomas Jefferson leaned more so on the Democratic side. James Madison leaned more on the Democratic side. He was a Southern Democrat. The Black Americans didn't vote for him. They didn't. They was not a fan of the plantation power, but that's who was ruling the office at the time. Black Americans did not align with that. They didn't. They voted against that. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving. Let's go to John Quincy Adams, John Adams Jr., the Black Americans did line with him. Why? Why did the Black Americans vote for John Quincy Adams? Because John Quincy Adams, he was anti-slavery. He was pro-education, and he respected the Constitution, something that the Black Americans aligned with. This is true. The Black Americans aligned with John Quincy Adams. The Black Americans voted for John Quincy Adams. The Black Americans elected, not just solely elected, but the Black Americans elected John Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams was about the Constitution. Black Americans were pro-constitutionalists. It was something like me, you know? Let's go move on. After John Quincy Adams, he only served one term, 1824 to 1828. After John Quincy Adams was Andrew Jackson, some of you guys' favorite president. But guess what? The Black Americans didn't support Andrew Jackson. No, the Black Americans did not. Jackson was a brute. He hated banks, he loved mobs, and he treated governance like a saloon brawl. The Black Americans stayed far from that. The Black Americans didn't support Jackson. Jackson got in. Jackson won the presidency. He became the president of the United States. But the Black Americans didn't have any part of doing that. The Black Americans' vote wasn't that powerful at the time. Yeah, it used to be a lot more powerful than it is today, but the Black Americans' vote wasn't that impactful. But Andrew Jackson still got in. But the Black Americans did not vote for Andrew Jackson. They didn't align with him. He was a different breed. He was a breed that the Black Americans didn't love. So they stayed against him. They voted against him. They lost, but they voted against him anyway. All right. Let's stop and look at the comment. Let's look at this. A poll tax was done so to keep poor folk from voting. Come on, Cecilia. Cecilia, do you think how much do you think the poll tax cost? Right? Did the poll tax cost that much? The poll tax wasn't so much that somebody couldn't pay to vote. It's not that serious. It wasn't. And if you didn't scrape up enough funds to vote, to me, you didn't care that much. Yeah, you have more important things to pay for, according to you. But nah. Harris, Democratic President Lyndon Baines Johnson said, and here's the quote, "I'll have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. This is true. The Democrats, this is the agenda that they had. Let's secure the vote. Let's not help them. Let's secure the vote. That's what's important. All right. But let's go back to Abraham Lincoln, 1860 to 1865. Abraham Lincoln, Republican, the first real champion for Black Americans. Although people say, he didn't want to actually free slavery, he just wanted to win the war. But Lincoln stood for national unity and freedom, guys. He didn't just talk, he acted. Emancipation. War to preserve the Union. He made the hard call, though. Black voters aligned with the GOP and never looked back for a long time. Can we give it up for Abraham Lincoln? Let's say he did say, I just want to win the war. Free the blacks. Emancipation happened. And we can only say thank you to God for that, because those people in those times were bound to slavery for life. And because of emancipation, the Black Americans were set free. You can attribute the Gullah Wars and all other kind of wars within those times to attribute to the Black people garnering their freedom. But emancipation happened under Lincoln, which was a Republican that was fighting for the freedom of the Black Americans. This is true. I don't know if anyone knows this, but Abraham Lincoln was the first United States of America. First United States of America. Abraham Lincoln was the first president of the United States of America that was a Republican. and emancipation happened. That's a great foundation for the Republicans. Am I right? Am I tripping? Harris, better than anybody else. Biden replied, and you don't know my state. My state was a slave state. Colonel Butters, Democratic Republicans are different from Republicans today. That is true. Harris, another one. Republican Ulysses S. Grant deployed U.S. troops on October 18, 1871 to combat violence against African Americans. Democrats call white Republicans radicals and lynched them with blacks. The Tuskegee Institute recorded that from 1882 to 1968, 3,446 blacks and 1,297 whites were lynched. The whites being radical Republicans who were caught. Ouch. Registered freed blacks to vote. Let's continue. So Abraham Lincoln, he acted and he got emancipation on it, right? That's 1860 to 1865. We all know the story. Lincoln was murdered. Let's move on to Ulysses S. Grant. A Republican, Ulysses S. Grant, fought the Ku Klux Klan, protected black citizens, signed the Civil Rights of 1875. Republicans were the party of protection, faith, and rebuilding, guys. The Republicans. Oh my God. Is it the Republicans, the KKK? No. Ulysses S. Grant, a Republican president, fought the KKK. He protected the black citizens. Where did this idea come from? Ulysses S. Grant signed the Civil Rights Act of 1875. The Republicans. Where did this idea come from that the Republicans were the enemies of black people? It's crazy. Dustin, I'm late, but here, let's go. What's up, Dustin? Glad to see you, my brother. Technical difficulties held me off for 3 days, but man, we're back. The devil can't take me down. I'm in a building. Harris, on YouTube, every Democrat needs to watch and listen to the inconvenient truth of the Democratic Party. It's sick, right? Because people should know better about this. It's simple. It's simple research. It's not hard to find out this stuff. The Democrat has been the enemy to the black Americans since the beginning of time, since the beginning of our time in this country, since 1776. The Democrats never been a fan. Thought you got banned, bro. Couldn't find you. Nah, I ain't banned. Nah, but not yet. I don't think so. I'm pretty clean. I don't know if YouTube will like me so much, but nah. I'm still going. I'm still kicking and screaming. Let's continue. Ulysses S. Grant, the Republican who fought the KKK, protected black citizens, and the black Americans voted for that. The black Americans voted for Ulysses S. Grant. Oh, the black Americans didn't get their vote to the 60s. Stop it. What's up, Alex? Let's go to 1877. Rutherford B. Hayes. The black Americans still held on to their Republican loyalty. Rutherford B. Hayes, President Hayes. But the betrayal came. Hayes removed the troops from the South. Reconstruction ended, and black Americans were left to the wolves. Sick. But the vote still stayed with the Republicans because the Democrats were worse. The black Americans, although President Hayes did something that the black Americans felt that was against them, the Democrats had even worse plans. This is what the black American understood. This is my whole thing with the last presidents, with the last race, was although Trump was probably not the best, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't the best candidate of all time. Oh, he's going to fix everything. He's going to make America great again. Although he wasn't the best candidate to make America great again, we knew it was on the other side. We knew what was coming with the Democrats. We knew what was there. It's not rocket science. It wasn't rocket science, especially for a Christian, especially for an American Christian. I don't play like that. I don't play with kids being I'm about to say decapitated. I don't play with kids being I don't even want to say the word, and I don't play with abortion. Like, I don't play like that. Let's go to Harris. Biden didn't want his kids going to a school with black students. He said he didn't want his kids going to a racial jungle. I remember that quote. Joe Biden, man, he knew what was going on. He's the one that has these ideas. Yeah, didn't he play a part on the war on crime in the 90s? See how that played out. Let's go on. Let's move on. So, rewind. President Hayes, Black Americans felt like they turned on him, but they still, rewind. The Black Americans voted for Hayes. They was keeping a Republican loyalty, but the betrayal came because he removed the troops from the South. When Reconstruction and then Reconstruction ended, Black Americans was left down there. It was left down. It was left down there with the wolves, with the with the KKK members, with the racist. And then here comes Grover Cleveland, Woodrow Wilson, and the Southern Democrats. These were the years of Jim Crow. Segregation laws. Black Americans couldn't vote freely. When they could, it wasn't for the Democrats. Democrats were the party of the KKK, the party of the lynch mobs, period. The Democrats have always been the party of the lynch mob. It's always been the party of the KKK. The Black Americans knew this. So now we're at Grover Cleveland. Now we're in the late 1800s. We started at 1800, and now we're in the late 1800s. And the Black Americans has still never voted for the majority for the Democrats. Why? They understood what was going on. It's not rocket science. They're not for us. Let's continue. Let's skip ahead. Let's go to FDR. 1932 to 1945. Did you know that FDR served 4 terms? Here's the shift, though. FDR didn't believe in racial equality. He didn't. But he gave economic aid with the New Deal programs. That's where the Black Americans began trading their values for handouts. This is when the Black American fell. Alex, man, what's going on? Amber. Hey, everyone. Just wanted to stop in and say hello. Can't stay for long, but wanted to tell you much respect. Please keep telling the truth. We need more Black men and Black people saying the truth. Yes, Amber. Thank you so much. And no, I'm not a bigot. I'm actually a lesbian. Voted for Trump 3 times and might be gay, but I'm not stupid. Love you, Amber. That's how you do it. You stand on the truth, regardless of the uncomfort, because it's not about being comfortable. It's about standing on righteous principles. We have to be righteous, period, point blank, and not lie. We must love. Dan, I'm glad you're actually telling the actual I'm glad you are telling the actual truth. I have to. I'm not a person that's going to sit up here and fake. And then the evidence just tells me, like, you do the research. It's not that hard to just be like, you know what? This is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny sounding. How in the world did the Democrats get this wavering support of the Black Americans? The party of the KKK? That propaganda had to play a role in this, right? Am I tripping? But yes, I will continue to speak on the truth. And what we're about to do is we're about to get to the 60s in a minute. But we're on FDR right now. FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is when the Black Americans start trading their values for handouts. The Black American man, he started falling. Now look, during the Great Depression, the man was still worshiping God. The Black man, specifically the Black American, yes, the descendant of the slave, he was still worshiping God. But he started trading his value for handouts. They were that poor, but they still was on point. But dependency started replacing dignity. I'm broke right now. I can't handle it. Let me put God to the side. That sucks. That sucks. Amber, yes, sir. Love this. I subscribe. Appreciate you, Amber. I love you so much. Thank you so much for that. Let's make common sense common again. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it because it's lost right now. People aren't putting two and two together. Iron chains for handouts. Man, Dustin, you're on point with that. FDR offered the Black Americans something, and they went for it because they were depressed. They fell away from grace, if you ask me. They stopped thinking that God wasn't going to come through for them. So they started thinking man was going to come through for them. This is what happened with most of the Black Americans. This is why he was able to convince Black people to say, you know what? Yeah, give me something because God isn't giving me what I need. Mind you, every person on God's green earth has everything they need. Everything. Man can't give you anything. But the Black American lost that. He did. Here's tech support. What's up, tech? How do you think we got out of the Great Depression? Hint, it was not bootstraps. How do you think we got out of the Great Depression? Because I have a great idea on how we got out of the Great Depression. And yes, it was bootstraps. The government can't get you out of anything. That's impossible. Impossible. The people the power is in the people's hands. Tech is not in the government's hands. The government doesn't, they can't, they don't have the power to move the people. The people have to do it. The only thing the government can do is hinder you. Communist. Here we go with a change right here. You're a young fool. You read how the parties changed and why? Trump is constantly telling the untruth and not being held accountable. Bro, stop. What party change? There's no party change. Goofball. Goofball. President Johnson said that these handouts will keep these ninjas voting for us for the. No, Dustin, I'm gonna push back on that. He didn't say 100 years. He said 200 years. These handouts will have these niggas voting for 200 years. Is what that man said out his mouth. And look what the Black Americans do. They say stuff like this. Look what Lyndon Baines Johnson got. Look. Wake up, young man. When guys hit the fan, what side will save you? No side will save anybody. Jesus saves. God will save you. God saves, not man. But Lyndon Baines Johnson got these niggas thinking that the man is coming to save the day. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Republicans were always conservatives. Yes. What do you mean? Of course they were. Of course. Of course. Amber, I've never claimed Democrat or Republican, never voted a straight ticket. But let's be honest. The Democratic Party went extreme left, even for me, which I only have two liberal viewpoints. Who were the Dixiecrats? The word is there, tech. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. It wasn't the Republicans. And here you go. What's up, Trek? He thought, here's this guy again. What's up, Trek? I'm glad you checking in, man. I love you, bro. And the Republican Party didn't go extreme MAGA. No way, brother. I was just a liberal 2 days ago. I was just a liberal. How can I go from being a liberal straight into far right extremism? That's not it. That doesn't. I'm not an idiot, first of all. So it couldn't have been like that, right? The Republican Party did not go extreme right. What are you talking about? No way. Hell no. Amber's continuing message. Gay marriage is not one of them. I'm more about healthcare, marijuana for cancer patients, and the people that need it. But the Democratic Party went way too left. That's how they lost everyone. 100%. I'm right there with you. But let's continue. We're on to Lyndon Baines Johnson, everybody. Because Franklin D. Roosevelt, he ended up influencing the Black Americans to, we can vote for a certain person. They offering handouts. Let's do it. And like Dustin said, it gave them chains. We move on to Lyndon Baines Johnson, 1963 through 1969. The Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act passed under him, but not because of his morality. He admitted he wanted to secure Black votes for 200 years, and he succeeded. Black Americans, guess what they did? The Black Americans voted 94% Democrat. They traded spiritual discernment for political convenience. Am I wrong in saying this? No, I'm not. I'm on point. This is the first time that the Black Americans overwhelmingly voted for a candidate. This is the first time that the Black Americans went to the Democrats. They were bought. The Black American vote was bought and paid for. Bought. Money bought the Black American vote. It wasn't their morals. It wasn't their values. The Black Americans didn't say, well, that aligns with my values, so I'm going to vote for that, which you're supposed to do. I mean, I just think any rational person to do that. I mean, that's what I do. I'm not going to vote for something that goes against what I stand for. But the Black Americans say, you know what? I don't really care about that. I don't really care about Black independence. I don't really care about freedom. Let's pause on freedom for a second. Let's do this. Let's vote for something. Let's vote for some handouts. Let's vote for some tangibles. And then the Black American got its tangibles, and it got us to the place where we are now. This man speaks nothing but the truth. I try my best. JMFC 81. Respect, brother. Southern states were Democrats equals Dixiecrats. Right there. 100%. It's the truth. Dan H. This whole country put God on the back burner because of too much success. We didn't need to thank God for everything. Now look at the crisis we are in. People have no respect for laws or other people, and that's where we made America great. America was great when we had respect for each other, when we had respect for the fellow man, when we put our values before our desires. This is what made us solid. This is what made our communities thrive. This is what made our businesses boom. This is what made our communities safe. This is what made the women protected. This is what made the children secured. This is what made the man work hard. It was their values and their morals. This is why I always get back to this. This is why I always say the turning point for the Black American was in the 60s, because this is when he gave it all away. 100%. Amber, MAGA is not far right. MAGA is actually more to the center. And they're way more accepting the Democrat Party ever dare to be. On my mama, I swear it's like that. Like like I said, I'm not a fool. I used to be a liberal leftist. Like I was like that. You feel me? And I understand. Like I get what MAGA. I get because I know MAGA. I know MAGA people. I'm one of them. It's not a far right group. It's actually in the center, close to the center of anything. We want to bring back the traditional values of what this flag stood for before we fell off. Feel me? Mind games. 23 years of military, and I still can't believe you sit here and think you're doing a good thing. What do you think I'm here doing? I'm telling people to put God first again. This is what I'm doing. Put God at the center. But you think I'm doing something wrong with that? You need to check in, bro. You need to go to church. You need to talk to your family. You need to talk to your parents or your grandparents and have a conversation with them and have a conversation with people that lived back in those times. And they would tell you how smooth those days were. People say it all the time. We didn't go through this. These little niggas is getting crazy. It's the truth. It's the truth. All right. Existence Lunacy. Maybe if you only get your idea of Democrats from the media, most Democrats are pretty centrist. I believe so. I believe so. But they're left centrist. When most of them, look, I live amongst these people. When most of the Democrats are ignoring the effects of abortion, are ignoring homosexuality, like it's not hurting people, like it's not harming communities, like it's not harming the children. When you could turn a blind eye to that, I question you in other areas of your life. Because how could you dare look at all of this chaos and say that that's not a big deal? It's just funny. It just looks funny to me. And I'm not gonna play crazy and act like that, like that's not a like this, like that's not a sick thing going on. How is what you're doing positive for the country? Trek, I'm telling people to put God back in the center. That's what I'm doing. That's look, I'm not Jesus, right? But Jesus came to save us. He came to save us spiritually, because that's what saves people. Spiritually is what saves people. I used to be a liberal, right? So I was a domestic terrorist, you can say, right? I wasn't there to help anybody. I wasn't there to be a contributor. I wasn't here to be a contributor to society. I was here to be a taker, take all the resources away, take from you, and not give. It was all about take, 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 take. But if you get more people to have the mindset like about that I have now, which is to be a contributor instead of a taker, then our communities bloom and blossom, right? I can be me being a millionaire as a liberal versus me being a millionaire as a conservative is different, because me being a liberal millionaire, I will keep all of that money to myself and only feed myself and my own desires, versus me being a conservative, me being a person that cares about my country, that cares about my community. I will contribute to society. I would give, which is what makes a community and a country bloom. That's what I'm doing. That's positive. I want to get the masses to understand that it's their spirit. It's not anything physical. It's their spirit that's the issue. Brother, Dan H. Dems are crazy left now. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. 100%. 100%. So you believe Trump respects you? Donald Trump doesn't know me. So I don't even think about him respecting me, dude. What are you talking about? Tech Vlog. Can you explain to me the white supremacy history and how the fake news says that Republicans punish women that aborted kids under the age, women's that they face prison to abort underage? I can't explain to you that because I don't even know what that means. Democrats lean liberal, Republicans lean conservative. 100%. 100%. We don't respect, who is we? We don't respect immigrants, trans, gay, poor people, disabled, etc. Who is we? Tech. MAGA wants Trump to be king. 100% wrong. You talking to a MAGA guy. I'm heavy MAGA. I'm MAGA all day. I got an episode right now. It's like episode 14, House of War. You can look at my channel now. MAGA been off this Trump train. Been off the Trump train. We do not play about our God. And what's going on in the Middle East is something that's not cool. And we call it out all the time. So I know y'all got y'all idea, but I know y'all have y'all ideas about MAGA and the MAGA mindset, but the MAGA mindset don't align with evilness, right? You talking about Trump being a king, bro. MAGA is not these people that worship Trump, dude. It's not. We don't care about Trump like that. Man, y'all want to keep calling MAGA a cult. It's not like that at all. You're misunderstood, goofball. It's not like that at all. Is there some respect for Trump? Of course. Of course. In comparison to the candidate that he was going up against, of course. The candidate he was going up against, her first campaign trailer or first campaign ad was her with a whole bunch of cross dressers. That's not that doesn't align with the traditional values of the MAGA Republicans, right? So of course not. But you talking about Trump want to be king? Let me break this to you, bro. Trump, no MAGA person wants Trump to be some king. Nobody's out here screaming. A real MAGA dude not out here screaming Trump 2028. We're constitutionalists. If the Constitution say 2 terms, 2 terms, period. And the Constitution don't even say 2 terms. That was made up just recently. Well, it's a new amendment, so you can say it's a part of the Constitution now. But FDR served 4, so it's not like niggas is anti. Like, oh hell no, he can't do 3. But we don't care for 3 terms for Trump, dude. He's not gonna make or break this country, and he's 80-something years old. Who cares? Oh, MAGA is a cult. No matter what you believe, you see no wrong in what you're doing, and that's a cult. Bro, you don't have any idea of what MAGA is at all. Dustin, child grooming. Exactly. We're not going to speak on that. We're not going to speak on how the left grooms children. Y'all ignore that part. Y'all ignore that. Ignore that the fact that the LGBT is sprouting is because they're being groomed like that. You guys are training people. You're training little children to be acceptable to that. I got family members that's like, oh, and I'm seeing them use. Look, I'm 30 now. My little cousins, they was little kids, was innocent. They had grown up, and now I'm seeing them. Oh man, cross dressing and saying little girls that say they like girls. You know how sick that is. You know what that does to a family. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You guys are cooked. If you are so right, put the uniform on and serve because you want, because you can't. Wake up and quit being an idiot. I will not. No, me right now. No, I will not serve. I will not serve in the military now. I don't think the military stands on godly principles, and I think what they're doing is wrong, especially when they're doing things on behalf of another country that doesn't benefit us at all. I'm Team America, right? Love my country. I die for my country. I even say that. But to go into the military and fight some battle that doesn't benefit Americans, that only hurts us, will be idiotic. Like, to me right now, you have to really convince me I'm doing something good, because I don't think the military is so good. Dustin, you're killing it, bro. All good for everyone with open ears and mind. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, Dustin. Billy, right on. Right on. God has everything to do with this country. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. Lucky, and God we trust. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Fishbulb, all Southerners and Midwesterners got cucked by a NYC con man, bought the hat and still buying the lies. What lies? What lies? All y'all do is chat. All y'all do is talk. You guys have nothing. Nothing. No substance. None. None. It's just all babble. All cool. Babble. Nothing of substance. You guys say nothing. All y'all do is complain about your circumstances. While we try to fix what we have going on, while we trying to get solutions, you guys have no solutions. It's all crybaby talk. Oh my God. You're in a cult. It's so bad. Shut up. Baldwin, Roosevelt's decision to seek and win a 3rd term prompted Congress to formalize the 2-term limit through the 22nd Amendment. That's true. Just Ring, can you be LGBT plus and still agree with views from both sides? 100%. Of course you can. Of course you can. Yes. But I'm a Christian. I'm different. You know what I'm saying? I'm only a conservative because of my Christian foundation. That's what makes me conservative. It's because I'm a Christian. That's what puts me on the conservative side. And it's rooted in my Christianity. And my Christianity cannot and will not agree with LGBT, because that's demonic nature. It's sinful, and it stops the reproduction of people. I'm a guy that believes that people should be fruitful, and LGBT stops people from being fruitful. It slows down life from entering God's green earth. Tech vlog, you're right. An officer I spoke, his wife is teacher. He told me those Those stuff is not teached in school. They give children the right to fit in if they are not identified sexually. Ooh, that's crazy sick. Your personality is built on hate. Nah, not necessarily. There's some truth to that though. My personality, you see, this person, me, I was built to hate white people. I was built to destroy the whites. I grew up in a culture that hates white people. Caucasians are the enemy, are the demons of society. That's how I grew up. That's the culture I grew up amongst. If you weren't black, you were my enemy. And I was confused. I was trained the wrong way. It's like these liberals, like the way they hate white men, the Christian heterosexual white men are somehow the devil. And when I do the math, when I add it up, they're the sane ones, and everybody else is insane. You know how that make me feel? You know how that make you feel if you've been out here marching in the streets, you've been out here telling everybody that the white people are evil, you out here telling everybody that the white people just trying to be us and they trying to destroy us and they want to kill us, and then you look at the math and you do the numbers and that's not even true. That sucks. And then you have to tell yourself, I was tripping, I was wrong, I was tweaking, I was building myself on hate. This guy right here is not built on hate anymore. I don't think like that anymore. I'm built on love. And my love is getting me on here to tell you niggas the truth. That y'all the barbaric ones. Y'all the ones that's being evil. And until you realize y'all the ones being evil, you never fix the problem. I know I was the one being evil. That's why my problem is solved. When you niggas understand that y'all the ones that's being the problem, then you will fix your problem. Goofy. President Trump is doing a great job. I give him a little C+. Did you graduate from Trump University? He has a school. Didn't know that. Captain Fumduck. What's going on, brother? Democrats are the worst. They need to destroy the party 100%. We have concepts of solutions. Oh, is that Trump? I have a concept. All your side does is create problems, then fix those fabricated problems. What problems do is what side? I'm on God's side. I'm on Jesus' side. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm team Jesus. I'm team God. I'm team universal divine law. That's what team I'm on. So when I'm on here and I'm talking about the house of war, I'm talking about the spiritual warfare that people face. Has nothing to do with flesh and blood, because we do not battle with flesh and blood. We battle with our spirits. We battle with demons. So when you say sides, just know I'm not coming from a side you think I'm coming from. I'm coming from the righteous side. I'm coming from God, Jesus' side. I ain't coming from no other side. Yeah, like I said, I was with the same woman for 21 years before she passed away last year. And yeah, I'm MAGA too. So is she. Let's go. Because you're brainwashed into thinking Jesus will vote GOP. Hey, Trek. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Not at all. Jesus wouldn't vote. Trump held the Bible upside down, which means demonic. Wow. Let me tell you, I think I may have done it too. Was it on purpose? Of course not, because my Bible was wrapped in leather. There's no, it's a cover, it's a leather cover. So I may have done it too. What are you trying to get at? Oh, he held the Bible upside down. Oh my goodness. What are we talking about? You do have a lot of hate for sure. A lot of hate for who? A lot of hate for who? Who do I have a lot of hate for? Let me scroll down. How can you support a man who supports genocide, bro? Free Palestine. Let's not forget about our Christian brothers getting killed in Palestine. I'm with you 100%. I don't support any man. I support the Lord. I support Jesus. My hat says, make America great again. This is about my country being great again before it was bamboozled and hoodwinked by the left. When the left started buying votes is when the country went to hell. And I'm saying make America great again. This has nothing to do with Trump. Did he coin the phrase? Let's give it to him. Let's trademark it to Donald Trump. But my whole stance is not about Donald Trump. I don't care for Trump. And yes, what he's doing is in supporting the genocide that's happening in Palestine, I'm completely against. I'm completely against. Yeah, there are Christians being killed in Palestine, and I'm sad for it, but I'm sad for everyone. I'm sad for both sides. I'm sad for the Israelis too. I'm sad for those people too. Most of those people don't want to do what the heck that's going on right now. I don't think they have hearts like that. But there is a lot of people that do want that stuff going on because I hear something, but it's all propaganda. It's all Israel just wants to destroy the Palestinians and all of the people there wants to destroy Gaza. I don't believe that. Now the Israeli government is the one that's corrupt, and that's what's contributing to this going on. And I would say Donald Trump is too, because he isn't standing up and standing against them. We're still funding them. So no, I'm not supporting a man, Chris. Right or left, once your candidate gets elected, it's time to put on your glasses of scrutiny. That's true. That's true. I think you have to. You got to hold people's feet to the fire. You can't just let everything slide. You got to call it out. Like I do. We call it out. I'm sure there are Jesus hats out there. There is Jesus hats out there. 100%. I'm gonna wear I'm gonna get me a Jesus hat, and I'm gonna wear my Jesus hat too. I'll rock my Jesus hat. Fishbowl. Honestly, that MAGA hat is a symbol of white supremacy. Wow. To support reforms and agenda is one thing, but wearing that seriously as a black person, it makes me question if you're actually genuine or not. First of all, Baby Blue 7 Phoenix, to label me as a black person is disingenuous because I'm not just black, right? Although I am a descendant of I do have ancestry, and that makes me a descendant of a slave. You shouldn't put me in one group of people because I have dark skin. One, two, that's a symbol for you. This is all in your head. This is your perspective. But if you actually just read what the hat says, that's what it literally means to me. I want to make America great again because I realized when America was great. Now, there is this stigma that America was never great for black people, but I'm on here to tell you guys that that's a lie. Black Americans actually had great lives, and this country was great because Black Americans were thriving at a certain point, and we loved God, and we pulled our pants up, and we didn't wear freaking flip-flops all damn day, every damn day, and our women didn't wear bonnets to go to Walmart. That just wasn't a thing. And I'm saying, and I'm pointing out the foundation of why it's happening is because we turned away from Jesus. Baby Blue, you hate anyone who ain't like you. Bro, I'm not, first of all, I'm not retarded. That don't even make sense. I will never be that person. I don't hate anybody. I love everybody. Literally love everybody. I can't hate anybody. I hate the devil. God bless you. Thank you. I'm a son of immigrants that came to the USA for better opportunity and work hard and move the economy. Thank you. You're speaking my heart. I got your back, Tech Vlog. I got your back. You're a son of immigrants. That's what's up, man. To come to this country, man, and have a sense of gratefulness is actually special to me because I come from a culture of people that actually says, this country sucks. This country is demonic. This country hates us, and all of it. I come from some very privileged people, some very people that just feel so entitled that they say this country isn't great, and that they say this country can't be great. It's the worst thing, because if you look at the people of this culture that I'm talking about, they live the best lives amongst everybody else in this world, in the world. So for you to be grateful to be here is awesome, because it is a great place. And I'm not gonna call it great now. It's not that great now. I mean, to me, but it can be, but it will be once we return to the Lord and we put God at the center, 100%. Go join their military, man. I'm cool. I'm not rocking with the military. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sad for Americans. Oh man, don't be sad. You know what I'm saying? Let's just lock in. You know what I'm saying? Get our groove on. I guess Hispanics and Indians that wear it aren't Mexican or Indian enough. Stop. No, everybody that puts his hats on, everybody that puts their hat on and actually use it for the what the front says, that they want to make America great again, which means to me make America Christian again. Man, I got your back 100%. There are places in this country that you couldn't go because you're black. Who? Where? Even if you wore that hat, you won't be accepted. Where? Good job letting them take advantage of you. Good boy. Where in the country could not go? Where in this country could not go? Where? The only place I won't be accepted is the hood. I live by the hood. And a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people don't say much. It ain't even all bad, honestly. It's really not all bad. But I wear this hat anywhere and everywhere. I've been in a lot of different neighborhoods amongst a lot of different people. Where can I go? Who has that much vitriol in their heart that they like, man, what, they gonna hurt me? Nobody's gonna do anything because I have this hat on. That's like who do you think is like that? Who you think people like that? You think people that crazy? Israel runs US and respect, bro. I like your answer. I randomly saw your live and decided to pop in and see what's up. And I apologize for assuming you're a hardcore Trump guy. I saw the hat and I assumed. Yeah, I'm not. Israel runs US 100%. AIPAC got US in their pocket, like heavy, hard, heavy. And like, man, it's sad to say, but it looked like Trump alongside with that. It just, I mean, somebody have to convince me otherwise. From what I see on the surface of it, AIPAC got this country in a chokehold, and I don't think we can actually, honestly, I don't think we can actually return to our greatness if AIPAC is there. And I noticed too, since AIPAC been relevant, and since, you know what I'm saying, AIPAC's been involved, we haven't returned. We can't get back to greatness. Anytime we hit a rough patch in our country, we was able to bounce back. It's a little harder nowadays. I don't know what's going on. As a Muslim, I love my Christian brothers and sisters who see through the media BS. I love Jesus too. I'm right there with you, Chris. I'm right there with you. It's still great. It just fell apart, and we being in bad situations, but it's going to get back there soon. I really hope so, Tech Vlog. I really do, because man, I just always, you hear about it. People talk about it all the time. Like I talk to elders all the time. I was talking to an elder today, and we were talking about who works harder, my generation or his. He was in his 80s, right? And man, he was just telling me how great he used to be. And I remember how better it was when I was a kid. I'm only 31, dude. So when I was a kid, it wasn't even this bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't this bad. It's really hard out here for every demographic. It's hard. Even making it hard. Man, look, and we know the white man is privileged, and he got it the sweetest. It's hard for him. Like it's really hard for everybody. And I just hope it returns back, like, because it can get there. But I think the answer is putting God at the center. I don't think anything else can happen, because when we put God at the center, we get our souls back. Our souls are gone. Our souls are gone. We lost the Holy Spirit in this country. This is why we can't fight. This is why the men are weak and the women are unprotected and the children are being neglected. It's because our souls are gone. Once we return back and get our souls again, oh man, we can whip this country right back into shape. Trek Fresh, the country is awful. Our other countries are reducing work weeks to 30 hours. We are pushing for no tax on overtime. Other countries are giving free healthcare. People here are splitting bills and splitting pills and dying. It's sad, man. We're in a tough position, but we can't give up, man. Look at the revolutionary word, man. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. America was never great, dumb A. If it was, why did the mayonnaise, look at this, y'all. Look at this. I think this is a Muslim. Why did the mayonnaise European Americans burn down all the towns that the black people thrived in? You got to be real special, kind of stupid. Look at the propaganda, everybody. Look at what propaganda does to people. It has people thinking like this. I used to be one of these people, y'all. I used to be one of these people. And then I turned to one of these people. Jesus loves me. And this became fake, because this is just part of the story. This ain't the whole story. These people lie to us. These people convince us that this country is just been rotten this entire time, so they miss out on the blessings. And when people like this do, if he's actually from America, people like this do, they disregard their grandparents' lives and say that their lives was just scum and that they didn't have great lives. And all of the older Black Americans from back in the day was just suffering. They were oppressed. Life sucked. And it's not true at all. Life is good. Life was good. Life was better. The Black Americans before, the Black Americans in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, if they would see how life is today, they would run back so fast. Get them a time capsule. Let them come see what's going on today for 2 seconds. And guess what? We can do that. All we have to do is talk to our elders. That's all we got to do. All we have to do is talk to our elders and ask them, what was life? Was life better back then? Hell yeah, it was. Hell yeah, it was. Not even close. Talk to the elders. I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. All you have to do is go talk to somebody that was living during the 30s and the 40s or the 50s or the 60s, and they will tell you that what this dude's saying right here is stupid. He talking about, I'm stupid. Dude, you're the goofy one. Ibrahim, positive mind. I love this country, 100%. Bro, come to the Bronx. I've been to the Bronx before. I've been to the Bronx. MAGA, let's go. Trek Fresh, that had not even made in this country. Yes, it is. You can't even see that. Made in the USA. And I got a tag right here. Where we at? Made in the USA. Right there. Oh, made in the USA. Lame. I'm on your head. Giving free healthcare and sicking people in the other hand. They're taking advantage of free healthcare. Even in Colombia, they are deceiving the people by giving free stuff. This is what Lyndon Baines Johnson did. He actually said, hey, we get them handouts. These niggas gonna be voting for us for 200 years. And man, look what they got. They still got the Black Americans, the descendants of slaves, in a chokehold. Baby Blue Phoenix, bro, you really trying to say the 1920s was good for blacks? No, I ain't saying it. They saying it. I'm not saying it. They're saying it. Because you don't understand what goodness looks like. And Baby Blue, let me tell you something. What goodness is when people talk to each other like this and smile at each other and shake hands and say, howdy, neighbor. When kids can walk down the street and not worry about being kidnapped, harassed, or abused. When the women were protected. When the women didn't have to worry about a man abusing her, beating her. When the little girls didn't have to worry about being abused or being harassed. When men could work one job and take care of their entire family. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. What's so hard? What was so hard about the 20s? What do you think was so tough about the 20s? Racism? That's the one. That's the one that makes the 20s harder than today. Stop it. It's nonsense. And why I know it's nonsense? Because I'm a person that don't care about what nobody think. I don't care how people treat me, because it's not about how people treat me. It's how I'm treating others. It's how I'm treating people. It's the center of you. It's you versus you. Where is your heart at? It doesn't matter what the next man think. It doesn't matter what the next man do. It matters what you do. That's how you fix all your issues. You fix yourself. Look at the man in the mirror. You ever heard Michael Jackson? Start with the man in the mirror. That's how you fix your problems. You can't keep pointing fingers, victim. Yes, the 1920s was way better than it is today. Way better. Way better, 100%. So you're slavery never exists. Slavery exists now. You guys are slaves to your victim mentalities. That's what exists. I can't get ahead because the white people, they don't love me. Mouser don't love me. And Mouser don't treat me right. You niggas are stuck. Bro, this stuff doesn't matter. What y'all think matters don't matter. But you will never understand that unless I guess you got to get some kind of religious foundation or something for you to understand that it's about you. It's not about others, how other people treat you. It's about you. Let me get my light on, man. Y'all tweaking. I'm about to spaz. I'm about to spaz out, man. Why do second generational blacks do better than those born here? The stats show they do better with education, socioeconomic, and don't have children or divorce rates like us. We got to do better. It's 100%. You talking about people that come from African countries. No, people come from African countries. They have a mission. They're not worried about how people treating them. They on a mission. And I always attribute it to this. Strong man make easy times. We're in that era where the times is so easy that everybody's just complaining and excuse my language, bitching about their circumstances. It's make the men are weak. Oh, mostly treat me right. Like it's a disease. Oh, well, how's everybody treating me? Dude, that's pointless. It doesn't matter. Blacks were lynched in this country, not a single white person. I just seen a white man get killed, a white police officer who's serving his country. He's get hit by a car all because another cop killed him, killed his son. Blacks were lynched in this country, not a single white person was lynched. I just seen a white man get lynched for no reason. Zero reason. So shut up. That doesn't sound smart. You sound crazy. Do you feel like you're being productive or destructive? I'm being productive because y'all don't have enough people telling y'all the truth. Y'all don't have enough people telling y'all what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. Y'all got too many people telling y'all what y'all want to hear and not what y'all need to hear. You got to check yourself. I'm the one that's telling you to check yourself. I'm the one that's telling you to look into your spirit because your spirit is wrong. Your spirit is off. You're looking at life through a goofy lens, and you need to grow up and stop worrying about what other people think. You need to look in the mirror and worry about how you're going to develop yourself so you can get out of this hateful mindset that you have. Yes, I'm being productive because people like y'all that's victims. I used to be like that. And that hurts society. It doesn't help society. If you win a positive mindset, you can help society. You can help your family. You can help people. Even though I had a wife and children, I wasn't helpful to people. And that could have hurt my family in the long run. But if you adopt a positive mindset, if you adopt some optimism, you could help your family and you could help people. You could contribute to society instead of taking from society. So this is being productive. And it wasn't until somebody told me the truth that I could be productive. So yes, I'm being productive 100%. The thing is, please tell me in 2 days society, tell me in 2 days society what's right. Do white have over blacks or any other demographic? There isn't one. We're all equal. Let's move forward instead of looking back. 100%. 100%. Didn't you say black people were better under Jim Crow? I didn't just say that. That's the truth. Because what's better? When people are getting married, when there's less crime, when the women aren't aborting their children, when the kids aren't killing each other. That's better. 100%. And if you got any kind of argument against that, you're a fool. If you honestly think that the Jim Crow blacks weren't better than the blacks today, you're a fool. You're a fool. You're a fool. Because we know what the blacks do today. We know what they do. We know what the black Americans do. I'm amongst these people, guys. I'm not a person that's not amongst these people. I'm not on the internet just chatting and just telling you my opinion because from a far distance. No, I live next to these people. I live across the street from these people. I know what's going on. I'm not a fool. I'm not stupid. I'm not tripping. I'm telling you the truth. What the hell? Do I think black people better under Jim Crow? What are you talking about? 100%. Not even close. Not even close. Under their oppression. Europe and Canada can offer free healthcare because we have been paying for their military for the last 75 years, and they have taxes you couldn't afford. Stop. No such thing as free. I love that, Dustin. Nothing is free. Everything has to move. Resources coming from somewhere. You're not getting anything for free. Somebody's the legwork is being done. Somebody's moving. Some resources are moving. People are working. Nothing is free. You have to pay, whether it's by dollars, whether it's by legwork. Let's stop looking back and try and find out who's the biggest victim. Gays, women, blacks, Hispanics. Every demographic has gone through something. Exactly. Because, but these is what these minority people do. They figure out what's being done wrong. Who's treating me bad? Is it him? This is all people focus on. Who's harming me? Who's hurting me? Who's looking at me wrong? Who's calling me a name? Who's disrespecting me? Oh my God, who's treating me wrong? Oh my God, who hates me? Who hates me? My nigga, chill out. Chill out, bro. It's not that. Bro, I hate it, bro. Like, I really hate that, bro. Like, if you just wake up and smell the coffee, can you see the blessings that's in front of you? You're blessed. You're blessed. You are blessed. Jesus died already. Like, you're saved. What are we complaining about? Life is good. Chill the fuck out. It's not that serious. What are we crying about? What is so bad that's happening right now that y'all are complaining and crying about? It's sick. Chill out. It's not that serious. Team Hype TV, you're doing what all white people do. Stop painting all so-called black people with the broad strokes of a brush. I'm not, bro. I'm in the clan. I'm in the group. I'm amongst the black people. It's not all of us. It's most of us. I ask you this question. You think it's more black people? Do you think it's more niggas? I know for a fact it's more niggas than black people. I know for a fact. You know how I know for a fact? Because black people vote Democrat at the majority. It's not even close. You got to be a fool to vote for Democrats. And most black people vote for Democrats. Most descendants of slaves vote for Democrats. Niggas. That's idiot. It's idiotic. Why? I did that already. This is what we're talking about today. Most black Americans didn't vote for Democrats until it was paid for, until Lyndon Baines Johnson paid for it, until FDR paid for it. You had to buy the black vote. Black people didn't vote. Black people couldn't get bought back in the day. You had to align with their values or they wasn't working with you. And then for all of a sudden, somebody put some money in their face or some resources in their face when he was going through something. Then the black people switch over. And then call the other side, the Republicans, the ones that set them free, the enemy. You niggas is crazy. So I'm not playing all black people. So quick, yeah, you can throw the all word on there. I didn't never say all. Lame. So we need to be run by racist whites. Is that your answer? Come on, man. Shooter McGavin. I'm gonna say this with all due respect. Racism doesn't exist. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. So to say that we by racist whites, no. But whites, yes. Why do I say whites? Because white people been doing this already. It's in their DNA to work to do this type of stuff already. Africans just got started with this. Just got started. Caucasians, Europeans, whoever you want to call them, they've been working ahead for years, for a long time. The African man ain't been doing that. Can you Americans, you can get an American there, he'd probably be good at it. Obama set us back though. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying all African people are the same. What I'm saying is this: the European has already been in the game. He already got skin in the game. He already knows what he's doing already. When you're talking about forms of government and being a Christian, Africans, there are some Christian Africans, of course, 100%. But to run a government in this style, in this form, and keep everything on point, no, leave that to the Caucasian man right now. Everybody else got to get their skills up first. 100%. That's just the facts. That's just the fact. I know you niggas hate it, but it's true. They've been doing it longer. So they're gonna be better. Just like how women don't have no right to be in there leading, so does nobody else. Nobody else. 100%. And we know what it's looking like when the Caucasians was doing it. When America was great, it was ran by the whites. So I trust that. I don't trust nothing else. You can't put Hispanics in there, I'm gonna trust it. You can't put Native Americans in there, I'm gonna trust it. You can't put Africans in there, I'm gonna trust it. You can't put the Chinese in there, I'm gonna trust it. You can't put Arabs in there, I'm gonna trust it. You can't put Israel in there or the Jews. I'm not gonna trust it. Put the European white man in there. I'm gonna trust it. Why? Because he's done it before. Did he break it? Did he make it fall? I mean, you could say that. You can make that argument. But yeah, no, put them in there. Let them do it. They got skin in the game. I'm not ashamed to tell the truth. During Jim Crow, you wouldn't have a platform like this to speak your mind. Whatever. 100. That's false. That's cap. Yes, I would. Yes, the hell I would. Jim Crow was not that long ago. And y'all, yes, black people had their own media newspapers. So yes, I would have. Team hype, you're wrong. To be MAGA is your business. Do you know that the most educated segment of the population are black women and men? You almost made me throw up. You almost made me throw up. That's not true. Stop lying. I understand the fact that there's crazy people, but I stopped caring there was a lady in line at the supermarket telling me to move because she was impatient. I just ignored these people and put on my headphones. Dude, I was at a prom and this lady was like, I asked this lady, hey, can we park right here? We trying to get our car right here. This black lady, oh, y'all gonna have to wait. What? Oh my goodness, like these, and I get it though, because it's not the black woman's fault. And I don't knock the black women because it's not their fault. It's these niggas' fault. It's the men. It's the men. The men, they ain't been protecting and loving on their women. So now the women in the crazy space. They loud. They scream all the time, yell, mad, cursing all the time, half naked a lot. Like, ugh. It's sick, I tell you. It's sick. Shooter guy. Massa fed us on Monday, closed us on Tuesday, and beat us on Wednesday. I'm so happy. Man, chill out, man. Chill out. This guy's calling Trek. This guy's calling other blacks niggas. Again, very far from Christ-like. Bro, you don't even know Christ. You don't know nothing you talking about. 1, 2 other blacks niggas. I'm calling niggas niggas. What are you saying? If it don't apply, let it fly. But we know what niggas is. This is all, you know what the heck I'm saying. Let's go. You're confusing the Civilians Rights Act with welfare. No, I'm not. Not at all. Obama's gave us health care, bro. If you only knew the half, Trek. That's what you're doing. You're painting all black people with a broad stroke of a brush like white people. You have a corrupt mentality. No, I'm not doing that, dude. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I think you may be a bit racist. I can't be racist. I don't believe in race. Race is not a thing. Race doesn't exist. When I say black, I'm talking about the culture that exists from the descendants of the slaves being in the working class. This is what I'm talking about. Those people, the people that have TVs, a bunch of TVs in their house. I'm talking about those people. I'm talking about people that keep their kids using iPads all day. I'm talking about those people. I'm talking about people that listen to hip hop music all damn day. Those people. R&B. Those people. They eat freaking that barbecue on the 4th of July. Those people. I'm talking about people that watch the BET Awards. Those people. People that listen to Sexy Red. Those people. People that watch, what's that show called? Baddies. Those people. People that give me something else. These are the people I'm talking about. I mean, it has nothing to do with the skin color. It's everything to do with their culture and their behavior patterns, not their skin. So I can't be racist. Gary the Snail, what's going on, brother? How's life treating you? Wow, LOL, that's funny. Hey, No. Tell him, brother. I'm trying to, man. They tripping in here. Talking about I'm tripping. I can't be tripping. I'm standing on the facts. That's it. There's no saviors. They're all controlled. Dylan, you might be on to something. I'm starting to be a person that kind of believes that 100% because, man, it's just getting reckless out here, bro. It's like, man, Trump, I lost a lot of, man, I feel like I was bamboozled with Trump, man. Like, we really had a lot of hope and a lot of faith that we could stop all of the wars, man. And it's looking like Iran is going to happen. But it's looking like it's bigger than him. It's bigger than Trump. And I don't know. I'm not politically sound at all. I know nothing of politics. I'm telling you, as a dumb nigga from the hood that don't know nothing. But one thing I do know is, man, it's bigger. It's way bigger than him. I promise you. Black women have more college degrees per capita than any other demographic. So what? So what? What does that mean? That gives you value. College degrees don't give you value. What are we talking about? Brag on what gives you value is your family. What gives you value is how you contribute to the world. I don't care about your college degree. What your college degree mean if you ain't doing nothing for the community? If you're not contributing to society? I don't care what I don't care about no college degree. What are you doing? What are your actions? I don't care about your education. What are your actions? If you're not a color guy, then how do you dress yourself? What? Right, there we go. Just because you're educated doesn't mean you're intelligent. I know how many people for college degrees. People that go to college are hockey stupid. Not all of them, of course not. I feel like people that go to college for a long time, they do end up being becoming very intelligent because they're in a place where their brain is being challenged on a consistent basis. You can definitely pick up a lot of smart people from that. But there's a lot of people that got degrees that's hockey goofy, like hockey, like your common sense goes away when you in there long enough. It kind of turns you to a robot. Common sense was what makes you intelligent. And when you in there and you can ask a college kid, like, what's a woman, and they can't answer it to you, you can't tell me that a college degree means anything anymore. It's off now. It's cooked. The Bible's all about Africa. No, it isn't. No, it is not. Where am I at? Useless degrees, very useless degrees. It means you're left behind mentally. Black women have more college degrees per cabinet, but they seem to succumb to the workman virus. The more degrees they obtain. True. Why do you get upset when someone says something good about black people? I don't get upset. I just hear the cap in it. I hear the lies, and it's never anything that's actually good. What good? What is black people doing? What is the descendant of slave and the working class doing that's so good? I'm one of them, right? When I'm doing good has nothing to do with what these people are saying. How are you contributing to society in a good way? How are you giving? How are you spreading are you spreading the gospel? Are you doing that? How are you helping people spiritually? Because that's what helps people, not what you give them, not the world. The world doesn't help you. It's what you're doing with your spirit is what helps you. How are you doing that? How are black people doing that? Because at the end of the day, what I see, what I know, what I witnessed, not what I've witnessed, but what I witnessed is black people destroying. That's what I witnessed. That's what I see on the everyday basis. I don't see any contributions. I see take. And then I see people supporting the take because they got some resentment for white people because Mouser hate me and they enslaved us. No, we gotta get out of that. We need to be Christians again. Christians don't think like that. Christians don't do that. Christians don't get into barbaric behavior. Indoctrination is all they receive. 100% orange, man. Education helps society grow. Certain education helps society grow. This is no longer about Democrat, Republican. This is about fascism. If you vote for Trump, you voted against yourself and your family. Explain. And its agents who have more college degrees than anyone else per capita. Goofy. Which southern state are you from? My parents come from the Carolinas and Mississippi and Alabama. But I grew up in Ohio. I have no close relatives that lived in the South, but my grandparents did. And I'm a descendant of the Carolina people. Trump was out there so the masses could agree with whatever he does. While he's the only one calling out corruption, but he supports and funds Israel. I have a documentary for y'all. Send that through, Dylan. Or Dill Lion. Has anyone seen the Trailer Park Boys? No, I haven't seen that. I'm a conservative, and that's taking place is not conservative. Yeah, bro. If you talking about what's going on and what our military is doing, bro, not at all, bro. Man, this cabinet, I ain't gonna fake. It's hockey on some left type stuff. Oh, no cap. Poor people supporting billionaires is insane. Oh my God, you got a billionaire. We can't support them because they're rich and we're poor, bro. It don't, right? What are you, bro? You need to focus in on the spirit, Trek. You looking at the wrong things. You looking at it wrong, brother. You gotta tap in, man. I don't think you looking at this stuff. I don't think you looking at it right. Critical thinking is very important, 100%. That's one thing I want to advance myself on is my critical thinking skills. Right? But I know you get, but the wisdom, the real wisdom is in the Bible. That's where your critical thinking goes through the roof. All of the wisdom in the world is in that book. That's the only thing that's the biggest thing. I ain't gonna say the only thing you need. Man, hockey is the only thing you need. I'm a life coach specializing in generational trauma from non-vegan diets. Bro, I was a fruitarian for 4 years. I stopped drinking water and I went on a raw fruitarian diet. Me and my wife, we lost. Man, my wife was 200 pounds. She got all the way down to 110. It was hard, but we worked so hard at it. I was like 175. I got down to 130. We basically were just trying to reset our bodies. Man, I started studying the biochemistry of the human body, and man, I learned a lot. Taught me a lot, and I learned how to stay healthy. Man, it's pretty cool. And it doesn't mean you have critical thinking skills and discernment. Just because you have a college degree, you can actually be bamboozled more because of those campuses are too liberal. 100% uncommon. 100%. I don't know where people get this idea from. I know I know we're trained and taught that. Yeah, if you go to college, you're gonna gain some intelligence, bro. That the college campus will tear you apart. I know a lawyer right now. She's dumb as a box of rocks. Like I'm talking about you. I just be sitting there like, dude, you've been in college for 6 years. What is wrong with you? I'm talking about like this is like not no simple universities either. This is a family member, bro. It's like hockey weird. Try meeting a woman instead of asking about what they are. I have a wife. You literally start crying. Europa, the last battle, Hitler was fighting the global elites and trying to stop the Jews from creating Israel. Now in the Bible, it talks about the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, I was reading about that and what's that? Revelations 2:9. There were people, the people that call themselves Jews won't actually be Jews or synagogue of Satan. I actually used to think like they're talking about the active people that call themselves Jews, but a real Jew is a follower of Christ. So when the Bible says there will be people that call themselves Jews or that will claim to be Jews, but won't be Jews, they'd be the synagogue of Satan. What I interpret it to be now is the people that call themselves Christians, but they won't be actual Christians. They'll be the synagogue of Satan. That's what I attribute that to now. Like I don't attribute it to the people in Israel, the Jewish people, because they don't claim the same. They say we're Jewish. They say they're Jewish. I don't know if they call themselves Jews. Well, no, they do. We got the Orthodox Jews, But I don't attribute that verse to them because they don't claim to be followers of Christ. They deny Christ. So we can't say that they're the Jews that's fake Jews in the synagogue of Satan. I flip my mind on that. So sick of libtard trolls, man. Me too. So you're saying the Caucasians are the only ones capable of leading the world? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the Caucasians are the ones capable of leading America. 100%. They understand the Western world. They understand the how to operate it, what to do. They literally built the country based on the Bible. That's impeccable. Like, that's incredible. Like, who would have thought? Like, they literally built 3 branches based on the Bible, based on what the Bible was saying, and it actually works. Like, it actually works. People actually get justice here. Like, karma actually works here. The people that work hard gain. The people that don't work don't have anything. That's actually a thing. Like, we in a country where you can have guns, where you can go kill your next door neighbor, and it's still enough peace out here. Like, I'm gonna get that to them. And if you compare it to the people everywhere else, it ain't looking this sweet, bro. America the greatest country for a reason. And I'm gonna attribute that to the people that led this country to being in this place. Oh yeah, the black people built this country. They was the labor, but they wasn't the supervisors. So I'm gonna attribute it to the supervisors that actually got it to this point. 100%. No cap. I know how Harriet Tubman felt. Wow, what you mean? Most uneducated people say that about higher education. Jealous much? No way. I graduated from high school, never took a course in college. I could never be jealous of anybody with a college. My wife got a college degree, but guess what she is? Stay-at-home mom, taking care of her husband and her kids. While I go bust my ass. You hear me? Can't be jealous of that. I'm grateful for my position. Not too many people can say that. You hear me? That's why I know you don't read the Bible. What I say? Trump is not a Republican, though. He's MAGA. There's a difference. I think there's a difference, but Trump ain't MAGA. Like, nah, I push back a little bit. Trump ain't MAGA for real. I mean, he can make a good argument for himself, but Trump ain't MAGA. He ain't no patriot. Maybe he love his country. Maybe. I don't think he's MAGA though. MAGA is nigga what? I'm front line. What's up? I don't think Trump like that. I don't think he like that. You got to be a damn troll. No, I'm not trolling. This is actually who I am. That's how I be talking. This is how I am, bro. I ain't faking none of that. I can't fake this, bro. Trump is the most Republican to ever hold elected office. Maybe. Lincoln wasn't cognitively distorted. He was of a sound mind, unlike your king. I mean, you could point out flaws in Lincoln too. Now, don't And who is my king? Who? Trump? Oh my! Trump ain't nobody's king. Trump is a better leader than the courts we've had for the last 4 years, whether you like him or not. That's facts. You can't knock him on that. You compare apples to oranges. Now, foreign policy, well, you can make an argument. I don't think I ain't gonna fake. I don't think the Democrats would have did this. What they doing? I don't think they would have. I don't know. I don't know if they would have did what's going on in Gaza and what's going on in Gaza. I mean, you never know, but yeah, I think he a better leader domestically though. Not even close. But hey, man, y'all talking to me about politics. I don't know nothing about politics. I'm not a politic dude. I don't get into that stuff. Y'all are fry me on politics all day. But what I do know is the heart. You feel me? I've been studying the heart my entire life, and what I do know for a fact is that Jesus loves you, and you'll be saved just by having faith in Him. I'm telling you, this is everybody's issue. This is what America's problem is. This is our core problems. This is our issues. We've lost our faith. We don't have faith anymore. That's 100% of our problems. 100%. And until we get our souls back, we can fix and repair everything that's broken. We cannot supervise nothing because the white man always took from us. And I need to know, how are you going to be okay with them to make America great again? When was it ever great? Sharon Haywood. I'm gonna say it again. America was great when I could walk down the street and not have to worry about getting jumped by a bunch of kids. That's when America was great. 100%. And I was in there. And I was in that scenario. I grew up in neighborhoods where if you walk down certain neighborhoods, you don't get jumped. I was one of the kids I was doing the jumping too. I've jumped a few kids myself. You walk down our block and nobody recognized you. Who was that? You know him? No. You know him? No. Let's whoop his ass. And we jumped on you. We beat you. It happens. That's not an example of greatness. But guess what? Back in the day, that didn't exist. That didn't exist. Black people had more love for each other. They did. MAGA does not worship Trump, nor is he not our king, but we stand behind him on getting this country back on track with one nation under God. Thank you, Kelly. It's this whole idea that, they worship Trump. Somebody worships man. We don't worship men. We worship God. There's no man that goes before God. There is no man that can be worshipped on this earth. No man. So when people say, they worship Trump, we can't even take y'all serious because we know we know it's foolishness coming out of y'all mouths. 100%. Jesus did usher in a new era of peace, just not the peace you were expecting. I like that. I'm talking about the peace that says God himself forgives you of every single thing that you did. Love that. And that's what people was confused about when Jesus was coming to save the day. And they were saying, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. And they thought he was about to take over and be the new king. And then they found out he wasn't about to be the new king. And they were pissed. And they went from saying, save us, save us, save us, to hang him, hang him, hang him. That's the exact thing. I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but that's the energy I get. Because people, what's the solution? What's the solution? The solution is to fix your heart. That's the solution. The same thing Jesus told people. You need to change. Adultery isn't sleeping with another man or sleeping with another woman while you're married, or sleeping with another man while you're married. Adultery is thinking about it. You gotta fix your heart, transform your heart. That's what fixes our problems. That's what solves our problems. 100%. So when you're outside, what did Trump do when he was in office the last time and even now? I bought my first house during Trump's last presidency when the economy was sweet, like the life of Zach and Cody. I'm telling you. And like the economy was just better. And COVID now made everything bad, right? But the economy was sweet back in the day, back in Trump's first term. Wearing a MAGA hat and he doesn't like Trump, I don't buy it. It's not about do I like him or not. I support him into doing what's right. That's the bottom line. But I wear this hat because it says "Make America Great Again," which I'm a firm believer in, that America was great and that we need to return back to that. And we can and we must. I have children. I'm gonna have grandchildren. I need this country to be great again. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my kids or my kids growing up in this darkness. It sucks. You are so wise. I agree with everything you just said. Bless you. God bless you, brother. God bless you. You seem like a good guy, but just misguided. If you could actually present some facts to support your perspective, then I would understand why you're wearing a MAGA hat. Man, this hat is crazy. Look, the hat it literally means what it says. I'm a person. This is my whole agenda is to return to our traditional values. That's what MAGA is about. That's what MAGA is. The propaganda has confused the people into thinking it was something different than that there was some Trump cult, but it's not. We understand how great America was 50, 60 years ago, before the 60s. America was great. It was a place where a person could go from crap to sugar. You know what I'm saying? It was a place where a person could be a slave and end up owning a oil well. That's what made America great. It's when you can go from dirt poor, broke, and be somebody's slave into being a millionaire. That's not possible other places. That's just not a thing. And when you can recognize that, you would understand, like, dang, America was great. There wasn't this much crime. People did love and talk to each other. There was fellowship. People did go to church. People did love God. That was a common thing amongst us. People had faith. People were nice to each other. Yeah, you had bad apples, but now it's like the whole bunch is bad. And what we're saying is we can return back to that if we return our traditional behaviors back. But what's going on is we consume with darkness, and what MAGA is doing is pointing out the positive traits that we did have, and we're saying we're doing it wrong, guys. Listen, stop, hold on. That's not right. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right. It's supposed to be like this because this is what made us great. Returning to the Constitution. Thomas Jefferson said this up. If we ever find ourselves in a position where we falling apart, return back to the Constitution and use that. That's when America was great. Yeah, you will do Jim Crow. It's hilarious that y'all can't look past racism. Look, text. When was America great? This guy during Jim Crow. Yes, during Jim Crow. During Jim Crow. Yes, 100%. The heck? I miss when our country used to be agreed to disagree, but still respect each other and love each other. It's American citizens. We need to get back to that and forget politics. I'm right there with you, Amber. I'm right there with you. You want to send your kids to college? It depends on what my kids want to do. I would love for my daughters to be like my wife, though. I would love for my daughters to be that Proverbs 31 woman, you know, taking care of her family, taking care of her husband. I got 2 daughters, you know what I'm saying? I hope they're terrific wives, and that's what I train them up to be. I want them to be great wives so they can get that real fulfillment that women are thirsty for, that strive for, that fulfills them. I know what fulfills a woman. And if she's just want to aspire to, she want to have a career, that's cool too, but family first. Trump is bringing back common sense, which was lost through Biden. Yes, people can't even tell you what a woman is. People can't even say only women can get pregnant. Like, that's like, what? I heard of them. Like, somebody really tried to argue, well, not only women can get pregnant. What is going on? We need God to be whole again. We've been separated too much. Yeah, we've separated ourselves from him, and it's like we're trying to make him irrelevant. But it's he's the most relevant. This is everybody's problem, is that we're away from him. That's the problem. And it's not like you can't even say that. You can't even, oh, that ain't it. It's the white man. Ugh. It's so refreshing to see you awake at your age. Bro, that's why I'm refreshed, Uncommon. That's why I'm grateful. This is why I feel fulfilled, bro, because I was not like this, bro. 5 years ago, I was not like this. I was mocking Christ. I was mocking the Lord. I hated the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I hated the world. I hated the country. I hated everything about myself. I used to burn the flag. And then I grew up. Life happens, you know? And that Holy Spirit grab you. Like, hold on. Who you talking to? What you talking about? You thought you had the answers? And then God humble you. He humbles you, and then you look and say, "Oh my goodness, I was ungrateful this entire time." This is why I talk the way I do. This is why I be pressing y'all the way I do, because I used to be you. I used to be, oh man, the white man. Yeah, I used to be like that. I used to be like y'all, 100%. I was like y'all, pointing fingers, being the victim, and it's cap. You're not the victim. You're not a victim. Life is good. We're barred from living in white neighborhoods through racially restrictive covenants, zoning laws, and violence. Oh, God, bro. It's not true. And, we want to live amongst the whites. Dude, nobody else is doing that with you, though. You ever heard of a white person or anybody else? Well, the black people ain't letting us live over there. You know how disrespectful that is to your own people? Right? To your own people. We're barred from living in the white neighborhoods. What? You ever hear somebody say, we're barred from living in the black neighborhood? Black people won't let us live amongst them. They might want to live. First of all, most people don't want to live amongst black people. Nowadays. I don't know if that was a thing before, but most people don't want to live amongst you. Why? Look what black people do to their neighborhoods. It's not the best. It isn't, and that's across the country. Across the country, there are great black neighborhoods, and I will say this: even in Bedford Heights, my uncle, he's the mayor of Bedford Heights. It's a black place, right? Black citizens. It's a black city. It's mostly black, and it's a nice city. The crime rate is low. You know what I'm saying? It's some niggas in there for sure, but it's actually a good place. It is like it's actually good people there. I went to school there. You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say Bedford is a great place that it has a lot of black people in it. I can honestly say that. Is it some bad apples? Yes. I was one of those bad apples amongst it. But most places, man, it's run down, man. So think about what you're saying when you say we're barred from living in white neighborhoods and wonder why. Just break down why. May I ask, are you 30 yet? Wisdom. I am 31 years old. I was born March 20th, 1994. Brown versus Board of Education is the problem. Let the blacks have their own schools. Bro, this is, I pointed this out the other day. Segregation may have destroyed our black independence, especially because it was forced. Like the civil rights movement was a bad thing because it was forced. It was like you're forcing people to live amongst each other, to go to school together. Bro, just let it naturally happen. It doesn't need to be forced, bro. It's not gonna help if you force it. It's gonna create tension. Holy hot dog, I see you wear the mark of the beast on your forehead. Ouch. False prophets, false idols. It's all good, man. But no, this isn't the mark of the beast. You tripping. I'm speaking directly from the Old Testament, not my opinions. No, there's no brainwashing. If Jesus was Messiah, Jews would have followed him. Are you denying Christ? I don't have anything else to say to you, Trek. You got to find the Lord, my guy. Jim Crow laws and customs were designed to keep black Americans as second-class citizens and reinforce white supremacy. What do you know? No. Tech, you can't do that, man. Why is a black person that own their own airports, own their own airstrip, sorry to say, own their own airstrip, own their own city, own their own banks, own their own everything in the community, own their own land, own their own farms? How are they the second-class citizens? They own oil wells. How can somebody with an oil well be a second-class citizen? They're voting. They holding political positions. Where in the second-class citizen is that? It's foolishness now. Like, you guys just think black people were just monkeys. Like, they would just oppress the monkeys. Dude, we were great. Stop trying to play black people like we do. Look at this. Look, Tech still talking crazy. Black people basically couldn't vote in the South. Run this episode back, Tech. Run it back. Black people have been voting since the early 1800s. Black people voted for Thomas Jefferson. Dude. Early 1800s. Early 1800. I'm gonna say not early 1800. 1800 black Americans were voting. What are you talking about? Black people have been voting forever. I would love if you could have a podcast. This is my podcast, and I used to talk to my cousins and brothers, but they skedaddled, they ran. I do want to do calls though. If y'all want me, I'll get a phone number and have y'all call me. We could talk on here right now. We could talk. I ain't gonna say right now because I gotta go to bed. You know, hey Dustin, my wife, you know what I'm saying, she's gonna be on me in a minute. But if y'all love for it, I love to take some conversations and talk to y'all. I love to do that. It's a house of war, man. I get it in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, I ain't ducking nothing. You hear me? There is more to salvation than you know. Strive to learn more about Jesus. There is higher knowledge to obtain in Christ. Oh, Judith. Oh, 100%. You're absolutely right. I'm a new Christian. A new born again Christian. I'm not some person that grew up on Christianity. I'm not that person. I'm a person that grew up around barbaric nature that denied Christ and mocked Christ. That's who I grew up around. I am newly saved. I am not this person that grew up on Christian principles like that. Now, some Christian principles I grew up on. I made sure I didn't have kids out of wedlock and things of that nature. But I never was a Christian until 2021. It's 2025. I've been a Christian for like 3-4 years. Would your family exist under Jim Crow? 100%. I wish I could go back, but bring better deodorant with me. Will you pray for you to take? Will pray for you to take over for Swollen Martin and all the race baiters, man. Because that dude is a clown, man. When my wife got me hip to race soldiers, and that in the Bible speaks on how people will look to profit off of. Oh, it's not the Bible. Is that the Bible? Whatever. I forgot what she was saying, but was it the Bible? People will profit off division, but specifically, people will profit off being race soldiers. If she was Brianna, if you in the chat, let me know where that came from. But she was telling me how there will be people that actually look to gain and benefit off people off division and people fighting over race, and people actually make money off of that. It's weird. Welcome back, brother. I'm a reborn again Christian, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's look. It makes sense because I know you understand, and that's just what I hope for people, because it just transforms your heart, man. It just transforms you. It makes you whole. It makes you grateful. It makes you happy. It makes you look at the blessings that's in front of you. Believe it or not, how a Sunday school teacher for like believe it or not, how I was the Sunday school teacher for like 6 years in my teens. So any questions, I'm happy to help. Oh, absolutely, I got you. Yeah, my kids in Sunday school every week now, man. It's so fun. It's the best thing. And my kids go to Christian school. They be coming home teaching me about Christ sometimes. I love it. My friend in the chat, Isaiah, has 2 opposing prophecies. One for believing in Jesus, but if there was just belief, he would go the way of suffering, and that's the way he went. He's still the Christ. You put down black people at every opportunity. No, I lift up black people at every opportunity. I show you how great black Americans were and how we need to return to that. I show how black Americans behave now at the majority and point out the flaws in it. And I can't be wrong for doing that. It's like a person talking to their child. You know what I'm saying? If you got issues, I'm going to tell you. If you smoking crack, I'm going to tell you, dude, you smoking crack. You being a crackhead. You got to stop smoking crack. Try reading your Bible, and God will tell you to abandon Trump and his war on the poor. I'm not with Trump, guys. Chill. Roland Martin is a joke, the biggest joke. Look, man, I gotta get up off of here. Tell it, brother. Gotta go pray. I would love to stay. Have a good night. God bless. Look, I'm about to get off of here too. And what I will do, it's like for my guy Rebel, man. I don't see him tonight, but I'm gonna pray before I get over here. I'm a little sick, so excuse my voice. All right. Appreciate you guys, man. When was America great? TC, I'm gonna answer this question, and I'm gonna go into prayer. America was great when before women had the right to vote, and here's why: because the woman focused on more of her home, and that focused on more of doing her home duties and focusing on her husband and focusing on the children. Why the women got the right to vote was because of the Industrial Revolution. America became this capitalistic society that was just focusing on the businesses being built versus the people that was being the people's spirit that's being built. That's when America was great. When America focused on the people and their spirits versus the businesses and their growth. How about that? I always got an answer for when America was great, because America's been great for a long time. All right. Let's go. Dustin, Christ wants those to take responsibility for their action, not blame others. Yes. What a sexist comment. It's not sexist. It's just how it is. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you again for another night.
I've been down, I've been sick, and technical difficulties had me not do the show for a few days, but I'm glad I was able to come back on here and do this. And I just want to pray for everybody that's here watching now, and keep your hand on them as they go through their journeys. And I just hope you uplift them in their faith and leading them towards you, Lord. I want to pray for the sick. I want to pray for my leaders. I want to pray for my family. I pray for all my loved ones, and I want to pray for myself. And I hope there's a even greater day tomorrow. And Father's Day is coming up, and my family is going to get baptized, and my baby girls, my baby boy, and my wife. And I'm just so grateful for you, Lord, and grateful for the increasing wage for my company. That's awesome. That's going to help me out a lot. And I just pray you give me the strength to keep continuing and pushing this podcast through, because the Lord is important for people, and the people need to hear the gospel. And although I'm not speaking specifically on the gospel every time, I just want to push people towards listening and opening to understand the gospel, and lead them towards you, Lord. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. There's my wife right there. Here I'll come back. He said Black people should focus on improving themselves to make themselves so valuable that racism would eradicate itself. 100%. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Chris, Allahu Akbar, Amber, amen. Amber, I'm glad you subscribed. Thank you so much. Love you for that. Love you for that. Love you for that. Warhouse, do you have a Discord? Because I got a good Christ Center community if you want to join. I do have the Discord. Let me put this on here. Dustin, love you, bro. Let me see. Find it better. Well, I have a Discord. I don't know my username though. But my email is rockmakovu@gmail.com. That's rockmakovu. That's ROKMAKOVU. Rockmakovu. ROKMAKOVU. Rewind this and send that through, please. Jay, I have a question. Oh man. Shoot for it, brother. I got patience. Dustin, have a good night, dude. Love you, man. Appreciate you, Dustin. Chris, I'm subscribing. Love you, Chris. Appreciate you, brother. Man, let's keep talking. Let's keep dialoguing. It's awesome. Trek, you're a lame. You keep bopping in, bro. So we gotta be friends. You know what I'm saying? But I love you though anyway, man. You tweaking though. You gotta get that hate out your heart. Okay, thanks, man. I'll send it to you, man. Good night. God bless. God bless you, Bill. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully. Love you guys. Peace.